I'm not looking forward to this whatsoever. Today we are going to be covering the Sun on a Stick, potentially the worst scout melee weapon, maybe even the worst weapon in the whole game. So actually getting gameplay with this thing was an absolute mission, but I did it for you guys, and yeah, probably won't be doing it again. Really quickly before we get into this video, I just want to remind you all that around 60% of you guys watching the video right now aren't actually subscribed to my YouTube channel. If you are one of those people who are watching and are not subscribed, you should click the button right now. Then you become subscribed and you can say that you helped me get to 100,000 subscribers if we ever hit that insane goal. So yeah, thank you if you do that. You're a legend. Anyway, let's get on with the Sun on a Stick. I just want this to end now. So, the Sun on a Stick is a melee weapon for the Scout. It is described on the wiki as an ornate jet black mace with orange veins, topped with a glowing fiery orb and black spikes. Those things are veins? Is that what they're meant to be? I don't know about that. You can get the Sun on a Stick in unique, vintage, genuine, and collector's quality. And I think even at this point, Valve thought it would be pointless to make a strange version. Or I think an actual realistic reason for them not doing that was because it was a promo item. So I'm not 100% sure if they were allowed. Or, you know, they just didn't make it strange. I've got no idea. As far as I know, you can't make it strange though. Now, just looking at this weapon, you would actually think it was a really good weapon because of how it looked. And that is exactly what I thought when I first started playing TF2. It looks cool. It looks like it should be really powerful, but it's really not. It is really not. This weapon actually delivers 25% less damage than any other Scout melee weapon because, yeah, that just makes complete sense, doesn't it? You're literally attacking people with a ball of fire, dealing less damage than slapping them with a fish. What has the world come to? One of the upsides to this weapon is that it deals crit damage on an enemy who is on fire, which means that if you're running around with a pyro, which you probably should be doing with this weapon, you'll be able to deal a sort of okay amount of damage to enemies if the pyro is competent and you don't get screwed over by melee hit rage in this game, because it can be ropey sometimes. It can be very, very ropey. Now, this sounds good, like, you know, crit damage with a bat is normally around 105, so if you're dealing 105 damage that quickly and guaranteed crits with this weapon, sounds great, until you remember that you're doing 25% less damage to enemies. So instead of this 105, you would be dealing with a crit, you're dealing 79 damage in one swing. I mean, I guess if you think about that, that's not a whole lot less, and you're still dealing a decent amount of damage. But that's only with a crit or if they're on fire, making this weapon very, very situational, which can work if you have a server full of pyros, but if you don't, or the pyros are really just not that great, then you're going to have a hard time with this weapon. Also, since it does a decreased amount of damage normally as well, the base damage instead of 35 is 26, which really isn't a lot. You'd have to hit another scout 5 times to kill him. Another good thing about this weapon is that you will get 25% fire resistance while using it, which is quite nice considering I die to pyros all the time, but that might be just about all of this weapon is actually good for. Okay, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh on this weapon. I did get way more kills with it than I thought I would while I was live streaming. I think I got like 5 or 7 kills with it, which genuinely wasn't, you know, as horrible as I thought it was. That is genuinely more kills than I thought I'd get. But yeah, using this weapon genuinely wasn't as horrible as I thought it would be. I still didn't like it a whole lot, but not to the point where I think Valve should just remove it. If there were a few changes to this weapon, then I'd say it could actually be quite a good melee to use. If you gave Scout a way to actually set enemies on fire by himself, maybe even using this weapon, then it would be a lot more viable and actually more fun to use. Me and my stream yesterday were on about like an alternative fire where you set the enemy on fire instead but deal less damage, so you do like a bigger swing, set the guy on fire, and then you can attack them normally. Maybe you do mini crits instead at that point, but I think that might make it a little bit more viable, a little bit more interesting to use. It's a ball of fire. Why aren't you setting people on fire? Personally though, I don't think I would be re-equipping this weapon after this video is done. To be completely honest, it was interesting to use, and I can't say I hated using it, but it was only really interesting to use for that live stream, and I didn't really have a whole lot of fun with this weapon. I was trying too hard to make this weapon work in a bunch of situations I was in, which it doesn't work for. It's not made for that at all. So it's more my fault than the weapon's fault, but I still didn't really enjoy it. I would seriously only recommend this weapon if you're running around with a pyro on your team that you're talking to in voice chat, so you can talk about who you're going to try and kill and, you know, actually work together. Otherwise, relying on people in pubs isn't really your best bet. So anyway, that is going to do it for the video, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you leave the video a like and also subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'd love to be able to hit 75k this month if possible. That'd be nuts. So I can only do that with your guys' help. I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.